Welcome to Wild Lives, Little Things show about wild animals. Aren't monkeys the best? I wish we had one. I'm Mike Janella. Let's get wild. Yes, look, she's actually here. With her is Bambi Brooke from the Sanctuary for Animals, and that amazing video got us in the mood to introduce this lovely lady joining us today. Bambi, introduce us, please.
This is Sally. Oh. She's an 18-year-old macaque, and there's 19 different types of macaques. As the one in your video was a different type, there's 19 different species of macaques, and we've had her since she was an infant. She loves grapes and nuts and veggies.
So do I. So I'm glad that Sally's here to hang out with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and watching as well. We want to let you know that we're going to try and learn so much about Sally and what Bambi does, the great work as well, and all the different fun things about macaque monkeys and Sally in particular. If you have any questions, let us know. That's what we're here for, and that's what producer Erica is here for. Producer Erica is a little bit off camera. How are you, producer Erica?
I'm good. I'm really happy today to have Sally on.
I am so pumped. Monkeys are some of my favorite animals, and I know that there are so many different ones, and I'm very excited to learn about Sally. But let us know on Facebook where you're watching from, what questions you have for Bambi as we talk about Sally throughout the course of the show. Erica will be reading them and asking them to us, so make sure to let us know whatever you want to know. So, you gave us a little bit of info already. 18 years old,
yes.
You've had her, so I mean, you had almost her whole life have you had Sally?
Yes, we've had her as a baby. She was kind of a discarded, smuggled out of the laboratory life. That she was on her way to be in that life of a monkey, and ladies found her and realized she couldn't keep her, and then asked us if we would be able to take care of her for the rest of her life. And we said, of course. So we've had her since she was a tiny baby. And then she does the talking thing. Hi, Sal. Hi, Sally. Hi, Sal. She does the talking thing. It's not so much that she's eating. It's that when we bottle raised her, we would talk to her. So we had to have eye contact, which is very odd for most primates. They don't like to have eye contact.
Interesting. And
well, it's always a threat, and she's being a colony monkey, that they have to be the bigger one to get the most amount of food. So if you're submissive and looking down all the time, then everybody else is stealing all the food, and you have nothing. So they go, I have the food. No, I have the food. So whoever has so that's a gesture, a monkey gesture. So she's doing the eye contact. She has eye contact, and she chatters, because we had eye contact feeding her as we weren't macaques,
right,
eating together. We were
human interaction.
We were kind of human interaction.
Yeah.
So she came in the human thing with chattering her mouth, and direct eye contact.
This is great. And you said she loves grapes. She is loving these. Like, look at that.
Yes, she does.
This is our 5th episode of Wild Lives that we've had, and this is by far the biggest animal we've had. What's Sally? What's height, weight? What are we looking at here?
She weighs 36 pounds. She's getting a little pudgy. She's getting a couple of little age spots. She has a tummy here, but they range.
Me too. I'm working on that for swimsuit season, but so I feel her pain.
They range in size from 10 to 30 pounds. In the fact that there's different types of macaques, smaller ones from different spots where I guess there's less food sources globally, and then the macaques she's getting a little pudgy on the legs, and she has her adorable hairy toes. Those are the cutest little toes.
That's the thing about macaques. When I started doing some research and knowing you guys were coming on, there are so many different kinds, like you said, but they're also all over the place. Yes. I read something, tell me if this is true, that besides humans, they're the most widespread primates in terms of geographically, the different places you can find them?
Yes, there's different islands that have specific macaques, and then there's the snow macaques, which is an isolated, only snow macaques can deal with the cold and the water and and then there's Java macaques and these little tiny macaques that are the 10-pound ones, which would be nice because Sally gets a little heavy sitting on your hip, but she's the best girl in the world.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was reading how they can go everywhere from Japan all the way to Southern Europe, and we're just glad that Sally's here. So how has she been through the years? Obviously, you've had her almost her entire life. Yes. What was it like, the lifespan? What's a macaque like as a teenager, as a baby, as an adult? How did they change?
Well, we've let her be pretty much be a monkey. We're not the type of place that makes her wear clothes, and it makes her wear clothes and do tricks and ride bicycles and stuff. She's been, running around. She has a big pen at home, swings and things, and little Tyke's toys. And she throws stuff, and not poop or anything, but she throws her toys, and then she picks them up, and she has a gibbon that she's friends with, that's not in her cage with her, but next to her, and they do like the other sides of the basketball court, like my house is bigger, no, I like that toy, I have more grapes than you, and it goes back and forth. So she has interaction with other primates. Here, one banana. There you go.
We have Sandy asking, does she get angry, and if so, how do you handle that?
you know, she doesn't really get angry. I try to, I don't put her in situations where she has to be angry. You know, sometimes, and I don't bring her. We have other primates that I wouldn't bring here. It's that her personality allows her to come be a spokesperson for primates and macaques, and for the sanctuary. It's not. If she was scared or angry or I had to control anything, I'm a really lazy person, lazy trainer, and I like to coexist. I like to coexist really well. So if she didn't want to be here, I would say no. I don't have a primate to bring to you guys today. Oh, okay. But yeah, she has. And I just let her, you know, get it out. Just let her be herself.
Yeah.
But I don't control or reprimand or time out anything.
We have Barb asking, does she have any babies?
No. Okay. No, she doesn't have babies.
Would I be able to try and feed her something, or is that just a trainer special relationship?
No, years ago when she was a baby, I don't know if anybody remembers Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we were on Sally Jesse Raphael, and Sally was like, she has my name. And then Sally gave her grape, and then she tried to take it back, and Sally had that threatening thing back and forth as an infant.
Wow, the battle of the Sallys.
Yes, it was kind of funny. Sally, look here. It's over here.
Hey, girl.
It's over here, hon. Over here.
Grape?
Wow.
This is so cool. I just love the little hands.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Where's my?
We have an assortment. We've got grapes and nuts and banana pieces.
This is so much cool stuff.
Sal.
This is actually better than the breakfast I had for myself today.
Look,
I'm
you got
gonna
more
try
cookies.
banana.
You got more
Erica,
banana.
what are the people saying about this?
Well, actually, some people are asking, what does her entire diet consist of? Dana would like to know.
She's going for all of them.
Okay, she's doing the Sally Jesse Raphael grape thing.
She's
I'm going to take them back.
dominance. Probably smart. Let the professional handle this, because I got my little fun thing about. Erica, what was that question that you had just there?
Dana wanted to know what does her entire
diet
consist of?
She has a primate diet, which the specialists tell you that's what all that they need, and but she says that as a basic, because that is supposed to be what they need, and she has many vegetables. She loves broccoli, loves baby carrots, and then she gets a lot of fruit: the bananas and the apples and the grapes, and juice boxes are her, you know, and she likes yogurt. You know,
I wouldn't have thought that.
I think they're considered kind of an omnivore, that they eat what's available at the time. But we're vegetarians at the sanctuary also. So is Sally. But there's no need.
How does she eat yogurt? Just with her hands, or
no? We just give her the drink, the spoon or the drink. Yeah.
Kind of like the Go-Gurts that you kind of
yep.
like
In fact, I left it in the car. I'm sorry to say, but yes.
That's okay.
But she's doing. But she has her juice. And she
oh
drinks
my gosh, this cup is the most adorable thing, and she's sipping it. This is so cool.
Well, we have a lot of people saying she's beautiful and she's very well behaved.
Oh, well,
They're really enjoying this.
Thank you. Because most compliments about her is that her coat is so beautiful. That and that's because primates, when they're not happy, they self-mutilate and they pluck themselves. And that's why you see the ones in pictures that are have naked arms like us, and they're not supposed to. They're supposed to have beautiful hair all over.
Yeah, she's
so
got
that's the most flattering thing to me,
here.
that she is psychologically happy. That she's a comfortable monkey.
Good.
Now, obviously, you're a professional. You do this. Not suitable for pets or people.
No, that's the one thing my aunt wanted me to say, is be sure to say that to the public, because they are for sale on the internet everywhere. Macaques and lemurs and marmosets, and it's a baby monkey the size of a squirrel, and they're just so hard to keep, and they're not meant to be pets, and they're not meant to wear diapers. And the gibbon we have, that he came from he was like a black market baby, is what they are really. Is when they have nannies and they're way to wear clothes and sit in strollers and do things. So Sally was out of that life, but our gibbon, who is a brat. He lived in Arizona somewhere. He had a nanny, a private room, and when he became a monkey, they sent him back.
That's terrible.
So then we had found him, and the girl that raised him didn't want to send him on to the next place, and she was talking with my sister about gibbons, and then Kimba lives with us now, and Kimba's done some episodes on TV and things, and he's the cute as can be, but Kimba and Sally, they do their little fence fighting, and my toy's better and my swing's faster, but it keeps Sally active also. It's like a person when they have an old dog and they get a puppy. That
now rejuvenation.
Yeah, Sally
kind of
climbs. She's climbing and swinging and very, very vertical now. Where she was just a little bit more horizontal in life because of her age. Now she's like doing the jungle gym stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. So she got a little friend and kind of sparked her back for life now.
So we have Red and quite a few other people asking, what are the red spots on Sally's face, and is that normal for her?
I started to say, as she's getting older, she's getting age spots. I have some. She has some. But she was pretty color like her cheek. But yes, they're all normal. She was at the doctor last week for health papers to come to New York today. And she said she is just so beautiful and healthy, and there's nothing to do about those. Those are beauty spots.
Yeah. We love to hear that.
We love about
That's
beauty
awesome.
spots.
So now macaques too, because they can vary the colors, right, of their fur, of their face. We mentioned all the different kinds, snow
Right.
macaques, etc. But what's the variety you can
Celebi's
see?
macaques are jet black, and in fact we had one that was a rescue years ago, Josh, and he's on the cover of a book, and he was the most beautiful macaque I ever saw. And his display, instead of eye contact, was opening his mouth as wide as he could, showing you these huge canine teeth, and that was a friendly display. So
that was the friendly one, huh?
It was just if you don't display back and forth a few times, then it's a threat. So everybody's different in their social,
That's so
and
weird
how
vary
they're
so
born,
much.
how they're raised, and what their behaviors are within their colony.
That's so funny. And I was reading how a lot of these colonies are not female dominant, but that they can be a little bit matriarchal, right?
Oh,
Depending on
definitely,
the
yes,
macaque?
definitely. That's and it would be, you wouldn't want to be on the bad side of them because they pinch, they bite, they pull hair. It's a bad fight.
Sometimes you gotta put people in their place when they step out of line a little bit.
Yeah,
but
good girl. You want another?
you
There
keep
you go.
mentioning, I love the little hands and how they grab.
I
at
know. Why don't
things.
you give her a banana?
I can watch that all
Give her
day.
a banana.
Yes, this is my favorite part of doing this today. Hey, Sally. Yeah, we're friends. We're buddies. Hey. So
Good
you
girl.
mentioned,
I think she's looking at herself on the monitor. She's like, I don't think she's seen herself that big on the monitor. I think maybe she's.
They recognize themselves, right?
Oh,
She knows that's her.
Yeah, she does. I don't know if she knows that's her today because I have. She's
Sally,
she's
look
been
in our wide shot,
right.
Sally. Or, here you go. Look over
And then
this
they
side.
have, and the macaques. And she's not gonna let you do it, but they have, because they're a colony monkey. They have these huge cheeks like chipmunks. And if we'll do it after when we're almost done. I'm gonna let her feed herself, and she just stores her food in her cheeks, and her whole face blows up like this, and she gets, and
That
then
is
she,
so
and
cool.
then she eats it later, stores it for later, because there is such competition in their packs. That whoever can find the food the fastest, stuff it in their face, and go on, has the most survival and the strongest girls for later.
Wow, so that's not even for like a winter thing. That's just anytime you find
right.
food.
Right, anytime you just go, it goes in there and it's gone. And I don't have anything. It's like, what's in your mouth? What are you
Right.
eating?
Yeah,
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that kind of thing,
exactly,
right? Trying to hide
exactly
it.
like that.
So we have Kelly asking, what's the lifespan of a macaque?
25 to 30. We had a few rescues that we kept, and they were that we came out of a laboratory situation years ago, and they were like 32 and 34. So hopefully, hopefully mid 30s.
And we have Sharon saying, well done with rescuing her. Did you ever think about putting her back in the wild or rehabilitating her in that way, or?
She came from a long gene heredity of captive bred animals. That the woman who found us had said to Sally's mom, "Your baby's not growing up here," and she was a discarded stillborn birth, and that was how she smuggled her out. And then realized, I work in a laboratory. I can't keep this a secret.
Yeah.
It's like I can't keep this a secret. And she found us, and that was very, very flattering. That so hopefully she'll see Sally on the internet someday.
Yeah, hopefully today. Hopefully on this show.
Hopefully, because that was years ago.
So.
But yes, there's no taking them back to the wild because in the fact that they're a colony animal, you have to be raised in that group, and it's your family element, and you can't recreate that. Even in zoos, they have the family, and they start with a pair, and that pair has some more, and then they'll slowly introduce others. But you can't just put a whole bunch of
Got it.
Yeah.
Because in the wild, the troops, the packs, they can get pretty big, right?
60 or more, yeah.
Wow, yeah, so to just throw one person back in there, almost impossible.
Yes, it would be bullying beyond belief.
Right, because like you said before, there's a lot of the hierarchy and the I don't know if punishment's the right word, but yeah, the dominant action.
Right,
so someone brand new could be tough fitting in.
Well, we have a lemur, the same thing. He was a pet lemur, and they thought they were doing the right thing and sent him to a little zoo, and he was very, very brutalized by the other lemurs because you just can't do that. You just can't, because it's the same species, just go, oh, here's one like you, and think it's going to work out. So Larry is like almost 20 now, which I think is supposed to be very old for a lemur. He has a little dementia, and he doesn't miss being around. He has no miss of being around lemurs. He wasn't raised with lemurs. He was raised around people, and the only experience he had in somebody trying to do the right thing they thought was almost deadly. So sometimes it doesn't work out. It's wonderful when it does. It is wonderful when it does, and you can rehabilitate something back to its own kind, but it's not for everybody.
Well, we have a lot of people sending hearts for you and Sally.
Please do. Hearts,
And,
the likes, the thumbs up, everything. If you love Sally.
We have
Yes,
Trish
she
who
is.
says she looks
Yes,
very
she
happy
is.
to me. She looks
Yes,
beautiful.
she is.
We have
This is
Candy
how
saying
she
she's
talks.
adorable.
Thank you.
And Wendy said she sure does love to eat.
Well, that's why she's got this tummy. Well, that's it. She didn't have breakfast. She didn't have breakfast because we were traveling in the car, and that's my kind of trainer thing. I keep her distracted so she's not bored because it's going to be boring for her to sit here for half an hour. So she's eating and she's eating healthy for half an hour. So it's not that she's gorging. She's picking.
Well, that's the
she's
thing.
grazing a little bit.
Even though she's eating, it's fruits, it's nuts, it's veggies. She's not eating a chicken parm sandwich or something here that may be bad for the diet. So it's not that bad. I love the story and tell us more about, because this is interesting to me as well. We've mentioned the sanctuary for animals, and you've alluded to some of the other animals you guys have. This has been basically your family calling for decades, right? All these different kinds of animals.
Longer than I've been. My mother and my aunt had rescue animals before I was born, and sometimes they started rescuing, and everybody would just say, "Okay, you have to take care of this old dog. You have to take care of that monkey." I had an elephant in the house when I was a kid.
Who gets to say that? Like,
I
had an elephant
know.
in the
Now
house.
we have an elephant in the barn. When she's going to outlive all of us. And same thing with the species thing. She was gotten as in pre-birth weight elephant, and she's my mom's her elephant. My mom's her elephant friend, and we have camels that are the camels that are all herd-bound animals, and then we have some that are just people camels, and everybody's different. But we have big cats and other animals over the years, and we've been the place before there was popular to have, and so many rescues, which are so great. There are so many good rescues now, that we would find a lion sitting in the driveway in a big wire cage that came by because the circus guy couldn't keep it anymore. And
the stories your family must have over the years, it's unbelievable.
We do, and everybody has their own story. And the ones that don't want to leave the farm, the sanctuary animals, they're the ones that don't have to. They don't have to be looked at. They don't have to have their picture taken. They don't have to travel. And girls like Sally will come out and help make the feast to feed everybody.
Because you work with various kind of entertainment properties. You help with healthy animals to kind of go do different shows and stuff like that. So people may be seeing some of your animals out there in public and not even know it.
Oh yes, we do. We've been doing commercials and things for many, many years, and we do the theater at Radio City at the Christmas show, and some dogs on Broadway, and this and that. But it's mostly it always goes back to the sanctuary. I'll always be late for a job because I'm taking care of one more animal, and everybody else in our competitors in the business, they're early and they're this and they're that, and I arrive late, muddy, and I was like, no, you don't understand. I was just feeding one more thing. It's always about the sanctuary. So it's a different environment than everybody else, and everybody knows when they go out to do a job, they come home. They come right back. That if anybody's stressing, they don't go out again. I think the smarter ones. Not that Sally's not smart. They know how to be bad, and I said, if you embarrass me, you're never going out again. And then, so we have some of those.
Stern warning.
It's like the singing, dancing frog that they do everything at home fine, and they're on a set, then they're bad.
Of course.
And then they don't have to ever do it again. What? Is that your camera? Hi.
I think she's a star in the making. She loves being on camera.
Yes, she does.
More than even I do, and that's hard to say.
You want to take something? You want to take something? You help yourself? One.
Here we go. Is this her eating rampage that we're witnessing right now?
A little bit. She can only take us. We'll save it for the end. We'll save it for the end. So that was a banana, a pineapple, and 3 grapes, right?
Just your normal, little binge on food.
Yeah, I just have to pick her up a second.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay. Do what you got to do.
Your fanny out. Oh, good girl. She just was getting bored sitting there.
Hey, whatever you got to do, move her around. A little bit of shake, a little bit of bake. It's all fine with me.
Oh, I know. It's a little warm, huh?
Now I'm noticing that you're talking to her like a person. How much does she understand, or is it more vocal tones?
I think it's the tones and distracting. But she understands. I think she understands a lot. I'm not the crazy monkey mom that thinks she understands everything I say.
Whisperer, right.
That we've done this before. It's not that she's never left the sanctuary. She's done a few different off the farms, and. Yeah, and like I said, now you're seeing she threw all that stuff in her cheeks, and she's pushing it out with her shoulder. She's pushing it out with her shoulder, and it's coming back in. You're re-chewing it. Yeah.
That is so interesting to me. Just seeing this in action in person, because you see monkeys, and for me, this is a thrill. Like, I love this. I see them on.
I can tell.
Any kind of TV channel, and I actually see this right here in person. It's amazing to me. This is so cool. How does it differ then? Because you do have so many other different types of animals that you care for yourself. How is it different handling Sally, talking to her, interacting with her, versus a camel or an elephant or even the gibbon?
Right. Everybody's different. It's like you walk down the street and you talk to everyone differently. All your coworkers are different. So even though they're the same species, they're all different. Everybody has their own agenda and their own needs. So it's the same thing with the animals. Whether they need different environments, whether they need heat, whether they need to be cool, whether they need to be shaved or grass or whatever kind of diets. Everybody's really taken care of as to their individual needs. And I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah,
or not.
no.
Okay.
I mean, like any specific examples though, like say Sally versus one of your camels.
Well, the camels have different grazing. The camels live on a 100-acre field. I always call it the 100-acre. It's like Winnie the Pooh. And there's 100-acre woods. If you look up and see about the sanctuary, there's pictures of the camels and the horses and the donkeys all together in the green meadow. I mean, granted, 2 months ago it wasn't a green meadow; it was a muddy mess. But now it's coming to the time where we all enjoy everything being perfect, and the monkey and the doggy doors and the monkey doors are being opened. So now Of course, she's protected from the environment, so she has a heated environment inside, which has
that was my next question. Was specifically how.
Yeah, everybody
you keep
says
her
like,
there.
what do you do in the cold? I was like, we keep everybody warm that needs to be kept warm, and and like the camels, we have a few that wear blankets because they don't grow as the coat that the others do, and then some of the others don't need blankets at all. They look at the ones like, what are you wearing?
A little fashion choice.
So it's all really, we've been doing this all my life, so we really try to to find out and figure what is necessary for each individual animal.
So what kind of, you've mentioned just already 100 acres just for those certain types of animals for the camels. How big are we talking here? If I were to go up to your spot, I'm just envisioning this massive place.
Well, we have a 250-acre farm, and we don't plant or grow anything. It's all about the animals, and it's never ending. It's 24 hours a day. We've never had a vacation in my life. Not that we're complaining, because
you have to have help.
We have lots of help. We have lots of help and volunteers, but but it's also hard to take in volunteers. Everybody wants to volunteer, and then you have to. It's a safety thing, and the insurance, and the $20,000 in policies because you're having people on the property with exotic animals, which doesn't come back, and so it's all the whole thing's about. And then everybody wants to just touch her nose, and she doesn't want strangers to touch her nose, and then she can go bite the finger that just touched her nose, and so the whole cycle doesn't come around as well as you'd like.
Right.
It's not like a dog and a cat walking on the sidewalk.
We have a really good question here. Rhonda wants to know, how can we help more monkeys like Sally?
Oh, that's an excellent question, and it's not my expertise, unfortunately, but there are so many good causes of local primates that their habitat is being taken away from, that they're not going to be, that they're starving to death, that they're being eaten, the bushmeat trade for different apes
terrible.
and things all around the world, but mostly that the populations are getting pushed out or pushed into the cities, so they have to beg and rob people. There's so many videos of them going to people's windows and stealing their food and getting tired, stealing their food and doing whatever they need to do to survive. But I think trying to do something to make it so their environments are not so destroyed. Every day, thousands of acres are taken down and jungles are defoliated, and it's a tragedy.
Yeah, and for which we talked about earlier, for an animal that has been so widespread around the world, to be losing that much space and place to live is terrible. I was handed a couple things here. Bambi, is this a baby picture?
Yeah, it's a baby picture of Sally. I think she's about 5 months old there.
So this is like the before and after. So baby Sally, try and get the glare out of there. Next to look at that.
There you are.
So now, does she, when she sees this picture, does she know that used to be me?
No, she's not. She's not a toddler and an 18-year-old. She's a.
I don't know. I'm here to learn.
I don't think she's seen the picture. I don't think she's ever saw the picture either. Huh, sweetie? Did you see that picture? Or maybe she thinks it's another primate not worth looking at. Oh, maybe,
yeah.
Because she's looking at herself in the monitor. She's like, I don't know if I should look at that.
Right. Yeah. That's so interesting. And then this was a book about you guys, actually, right?
Yes, it's a book that was done. Probably, I think it was 1990, that was about Safe in the Spotlight. It's how the animals work in the business, and then they support the animals that never leave the farm. So it was very, very flattering. It was in all school systems across the United States. And now recently it's been taken out with technology. The internet, 2017. And it explains to children how, just because you're an actor, you can help take care of others. It's a kind of a pay it forward kind of thing, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a pay it forward with the animals, that the ones, because we've never sold an animal. We don't. It's the question before is, has she had babies? We don't believe in breeding them. There's too many unwanteds, everything. Yeah. And so we don't breed, we don't sell. And if a better home comes up for the individual animal, we do place it. Oh. That we've placed big cats and bears and things at different zoos. Unfortunately, this beautiful lioness we placed at a very lovely zoo, she beat up the boy lion so bad, And they tried again. They separated them, kept them side by side, and then she beat them up again so bad she says, "Take her home."
Jeez.
So I mean, we do
girl power.
Right. So we do, you know, we do try to place things that if it's a better home comes up. But then sometimes if an animal's living in a horrific condition in a very small environment and the better home isn't right there, like I said, now there are so many different, so well-funded, you know, charities and stuff. But if you're living in a little crate in the garage and we're giving you a big pen at the farm, the big pen at the farm is a blessing if all you knew was a little environment.
Yeah.
You're telling me. She's been so well behaved, by the way. I know we said that earlier.
It's a really good energy, and it can be any day. It's like having a toddler, you know, that you can have a toddler kicking and screaming on the floor, or you can have it being a beautiful, happy child. But she's generally a very, very good girl. I don't go places to be embarrassed, or it's for the
good life motto.
or for the animal to be embarrassed. So, and I said, like I said earlier, I'm kind of lazy. I just like to coexist.
Yeah.
I coexist well, and I don't make things happen to. If she has to hold a cup or something for a photograph, I'll ask her to hold the cup. Yeah. You know, but if she has to just be a monkey, that's what. She doesn't wear diapers, doesn't wear clothes. But if she had to for you, I guess I'd put the diapers and clothes on.
Oh, well, we don't want to make her do anything that she doesn't want to do. So we're just happy that she was here to hang out with us today. Is she? You've had her almost 18 years now.
Correct.
We said earlier. Is that the longest you've ever had one animal?
Oh God, no.
Oh, so it's not even close the way you answered that. Okay.
No, I mean
wow.
parrots and turtles and my big gray sister is, you know, she's 44 now. So we have horses that live into their 40s. So it's not odd. We have a camel who is Azuri. I think in fact she's in the book as a young lady. She's in her almost 40, 38, 40.
That's
and people
incredible.
are like, I thought camels live to be in their 20s. No, we have them. It depends on the diet and the
taking care of them
and
and
the
stuff.
stress factor. You know, my aunt always says, like, because I say, oh, I feel bad taking so and so here today or say so and there today. I'm sorry, we have to go do this. And like my aunt, she says that we have so little stress, and that's why everyone has a good personality, they're healthy, and they come home. You know, it's what we do. Everybody has a job. Everybody has to do something.
That's great stuff. And it's going to continue this family business? Is there a next generation
My
that's helping
daughter,
you out?
32 years, she's been, it's my mom's home on the tractor now, and my aunt's in the office,
so
and
cool.
my daughter's on another job. It's all about taking care. It's like having 600 dependent kids that can never feed, water, and clothe themselves. Like, what do you do with that child? No, you take care of it.
That's great.
Yeah, I used to say no more baby animals because everybody's going to get old, but nobody gets, I'm the one that's getting old.
Well, you've made such a perfect stress-free environment for these animals that they're just hanging around for as long as they possibly can.
She's a good girl.
All right, well, Bambi, we're going to let you guys go and get her back to her lovely farm. But are we going to try this buffet?
Yes. Here, we can give her on the other side. Now, please. Sally, look.
So excited.
Look, there you go.
So I just hold this and she'll go for everything?
Yep. And it's all going to go, and she's all going to go right in her little cheeks.
This is so cool.
Sally, you can have 2 hands. No? You want to sit up a second?
One hand is good for right now.
I know. Okay, stop. Stop that. More? Do you have the bananas or the little
I love how she
nuts,
picks
the
out
little
individually the grapes or the pineapple pieces she wants.
Let's do the nuts. We're going to lose the grapes.
Yeah, get a little protein in the diet.
Yeah, the nuts are going to be, oh, there you go.
And so she's not swallowing any of this right now.
Anything.
She's
It's
just
all
holding
going
it up
all
in the
these
pouch.
in these cheeks right there. You can see, we see over here, this is a cheek pouch, and she's just filling up, and she's going to chew it up later.
Wow. So now, I mean, she'll stop just when the cheeks get full?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, then she'll start eating, and then she'll put a couple in, she'll chew them slowly. Like, I have nothing in my face.
Oh man, this is really cool.
Good
This
girl.
is great seeing this up close and personal. I gotta say, this has been a highlight for me and definitely for Wildlives in our run here. So thank you so much for
Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, thank you for having us.
Throw again some hearts, some likes for Sally here if you love having her in. Erica, do we have any last questions before we let Sally get back to her awesome home?
Honestly, just a lot of people, like you said, sending hearts and likes, and people saying they love her fur. She's so well behaved, really calm, and she's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah.
Thank you for all the comments.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, Bambi Brook again from the Sanctuary for Animals. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Sally, thank you so much for coming here and behaving and being a great guest. We really appreciate it.
Let me have this. And you can look at the camera. Oh, nope, she's holding it. She's holding it.
Well, I mean, she knows where her bread's
know.
getting buttered or where her grapes are coming from now.
Okay.
It's so funny how she was just so calm, but then once the food's there,
Right,
it's like she perks up.
And that goes with the colony. And if you had 60 to compete against, the food source is being limited and your environment's being depleted, then you want to stuff your face as fast as you can so you have something in your cheeks to eat later.
Man, that is so great. All right, well, again, Bambi, thank you so much.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate it. Sally, thank you. And thank you all guys for watching and commenting today. Yeah, we got to take the food away or else Sally will be hanging out here for quite a long time. For everyone involved, my name is Mike Janella. Thanks for watching Wild Lives. We'll catch you next time. See ya.